Presidential aspirants on the platform of the Progressive Congress or Progressives Congress in final push to woo delegates across the country. The nation before politics, politicians cautioned to shun divisive and incendiary comments. Also on Political Update today, new alliances emerge as the battle for 2023 heats up. We have these and more on our lineup today. I am Fisai Gufui. Welcome. As the race to Aso Villa heats up, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has met with delegates in Yobe, stating that Nigeria's development rests on the unity of its people.
The Vice President, who doubles as one of the APC presidential aspirants, landed at the Damaturu helipad in the afternoon and was received on arrival by Governor Mai Mala Buni alongside members of the State Executive Council. The visiting aspirant and his entourage, in company of the state officials, were at the palace of the Emir of Damaturu, Alhaji Shehu Hashimi II, Ibn Alamin El-Kanemi, where he intimated the royal father about his mission in the state, which is to seek for the monarch's support as well as that of the state's APC delegates ahead of the party's presidential primary election. Professor Osinbajo says the more than 7 years' experience in governance he had under the tutelage of President Muhammadu Buhari gives him an edge over other aspirants, adding that such experience will greatly assist him in steering the affairs of the country on the pedestal of continuity and socio-economic development of the country.
One of the things that I have learned as Vice President is that our greatness lies in our working together. That is where our greatness lies. In coming together of the faiths, in coming together of the ethnic groups in our country. That is where our greatness lies. So I am, by the grace of God, prepared for service. And the only reason why I've offered myself is because I truly want to serve this country.
At the Government House, the Vice President extolled the virtues of Governor Mai Mala Buni for stabilizing the APC during his 18-month stewardship as caretaker chairman, a development which he says brought about solidarity and unity among members of the party.
I also want to commend Your Excellency for the peace, stability and prosperity that we're seeing in Yobe State. I think that God has certainly blessed the state. We're seeing a great deal. We're seeing time wars when Damaturu was completely inaccessible.
And solidly behind President Muhammad Buhari's policies and programs. We are proud of his policies and programs. We are proud of his achievements. When I said his, I mean your humble self as chairman of the National Economic Council, who is always, like I earlier mentioned, been loyal, committed, and consistent with all the policies and programs of this administration.
The Vice President then meets with the more than 200 delegates of the state behind closed doors. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo is the fourth presidential aspirant to visit Yobe State ahead of the party's upcoming presidential primary election.
Another aspirant on the platform of the APC is the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan. He has been speaking with Niger State delegates on his ambition.
President Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, who has been in the National Assembly for 23 years, says his wealth of experience can best be culminated with the position of the President of Nigeria. The All Progressives Congress presidential aspirant declared that he has the capacity and ability to pilot the affairs of the country, emphasized that a vote for him is a vote for improved agriculture, education, peace and stability of Nigeria.
For our tomorrow to be better, for our today to be stable, and peaceful. We have to educate our youth, give them the best possible education.
The presidential aspirant had also paid homage to the Emir of Mina, Umar Faruk Bahago, at his palace.
National leader of the All Progressives Congress, who is all equally an aspirant, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was in Borno to garner support for his bid for the helmsman's seat.
The APC national leader and presidential aspirant Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the third presidential hopeful to visit Yobe State, considered as one of the strategic strongholds of the ruling party in the country.
I'm even happy that you landed on our airports. Yeah. And you have seen to yourself the modest achievement we're able to make. It's good. It's a homecoming, Your Excellency, but you don't need to come to your pay for campaigns.
Addressing the 228 APC delegates of the state, Tinubu informs them that he was in the state to seek for their votes in the upcoming presidential primary election to pave way for him secure the presidential ticket on the platform of APC in 2023. He says Yobe State, which is endowed with vast arable land suitable for agricultural activities, in addition to international cargo airport, needs a president like him to unlock and realize its full potentials to contribute meaningfully to the development of the country.
Mentally picture treasure. Mentally picture meaning. I will encourage this industrial processing zone for Yobe.
The aspirant, who equally speaks on national issues bordering on security, job creation, agriculture, education, and economy, among others, assures Nigerians of better days ahead. As mark of respect, the Tinubu's team also paid homage to the Emir of Damaturu, Alhaji Shehu Hashimi II Ibn Alamin El-Kanemi, to seek for his royal blessing on his presidential ambition.
Senator Ahmed Tinubu was in Yobe, where we'll bring other, tours across the country as the push to the Aso Rock Villa continues on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. Now, we have with us in the studio Colonel Wisdom Mosemwede, who has withdrawn from the race to the Villa. He joins us this morning. Colonel, you've done a lot. You've come from the diaspora, from abroad to be a part of this process. You've withdrawn at the moment. But what are your expectations for your party as other candidates, other aspirants continue to push ahead? And what are your expectations, especially in terms of looking for the new leader of the nation?
Well, whoever... What my expectation is the country should look at who is qualified to move us forward. Good leadership, someone who is an administrator. So I think those two, and someone who can gather the country together, bring all the tribes together, and someone who can make sure that all the tribes, they love one another, and someone who economically can move the country forward to make Nigeria industrialized nation. But you see, first of all, we have to settle the security of this problem so as to allow the investors to come in. And whoever emerge as the party leader, I can devote my time to support that person, to campaign for that person, to ensure that our great party, the APC, emerge as the president of this country. So I'm looking forward to the APC to return back to power.
All right, apart from all of you vying for positions, it's giving you an opportunity this period.
Yes.
Primaries coming, people coming to pick form, coming to secretariat.
Yes.
For you, who came in from diaspora, you're just meeting some new party members newly and all. How has the feeling been like in terms of cordiality, cohesion within the party?
Well, I think the party leaders are doing very good. President Muhammadu Buhari, I like the way he's handling the party. I like the, he put his foot on the ground to ensure that the party follow the rules and the regulation of the party. And I think the parties are doing very, and the presidential candidate, I'm impressed of what they are doing out there. In short, I'm monitoring them, see what they are doing. I'm very, very impressed about the presidential candidates.
All right, talking about the delegates, what would be your advice, especially as we begin to go through all the different processes? We have state assembly elections, we have national assembly elections, we have governorship, not elections, primaries now at the party level.
Yeah.
Governorship primaries, state assembly primaries, national assembly, senate as well, and then we'll move to the big one, the race to the villa. What will be your word to delegates in terms of their choices and the alignments or realignments we are seeing within the party?
My word to the delegates is don't look at the names. I will advise the delegate, do not look at the names. Look at someone that you think, can move the country forward. That's what they should be looking at.
The name? Won't you find that from the name already? Because you need.
Yes, they have to look at the manifesto of each of the aspirants. Look at the manifesto of each of the aspirants. One thing I discover in this country is that they look at the names. They vote according to the names. No, you don't vote. In the United States, we don't vote according to the names. We vote according to what would that aspirant, if he becomes the presidential candidate, what would he do for the country? How would he move the country forward? So that's my advice to the delegates.
All right, we'll come back to you in terms of, the aspects of development you want and, of course, the low-hanging fruits as well in this process. But let's take a few reports before we return to our discussion. Dr. John Abraham has declared his intention to run for the Abuja Central Senatorial seat on the platform of the ADC.
A legislator who served as the first black member of parliament in Poland, Dr. John Abraham Godson is bringing his wealth of experience to make positive impact on the lives of people in Abia Central Senatorial District as he picks his nomination form. He says he is joining the race to improve on the lawmaking process in the country, as well as ensure quality representation for his people at the Senate.
People want change. When they see what is happening in other states, this is going to be about credibility. People who are going to deliver.
Security, employment, boosting agriculture, as well as attracting investors are his areas of priority as he promises to partner relevant agencies to achieve this if elected. He urges Nigerians in diaspora to join politics and help in transforming the nation.
All right. Something unique about that is that we're seeing more of you, Nigerians in the diaspora coming in to be a part of the process. He's been a member of parliament in Poland. You've served in the United States military for the better part of 30 years. So are we going to be seeing more of you now coming back after garnering experience in different sectors to come back and help Nigeria, not just criticize the country from wherever you're based abroad? We want to come and invest and be a part of the process.
Yes. First of all, I will never criticize Nigeria. I want to see Nigeria to become the superpower, of the world. To become the superpower, to align with the superpower, countries or nations like the United States, Great Britain, France, Germany, all those great powers. That's what I plan to see Nigeria to stand in toe-to-toe with the superpower of the world. Most of what I will advise the leaders is to move towards the direction of the United States, because Nigeria will gain a lot. Look at me today. I'm a true product of the United States. I'm an African, but I went to the United States where I obtained my BS degree, my master's, and my PhD. And not only that, I was commissioned officer. So I am what America is. I am what America
Opportunities.
is. Yes.
Opportunities.
So what I would say here is that there's so many things that need to be settled in this country. But the first thing I will advise the whoever emerge as the president, I hope that the APC, wins at the general election, is security. I can assist the country in security very well. Very, very well.
All right, we'll come back to that. Let's quickly take this. The People's Democratic Party has played host to a delegation from the European Union. The party reaffirmed its commitment, to democratic processes.
The European Union delegation, led by Samuel Aisopi's visit to the leadership of the People's Democratic Party, is part of its mission on the Nigerian 2023 general elections. The overall interest in this interactive meeting is the growth of democracy in Nigeria.
In particular in view of the next elections, and I would like to reaffirm our support to Nigeria's democracy, and we continue to work together with the institutions and with all the stakeholders that are involved.
As it is in the tradition of this party, we want our convention to be very transparent, to provide a fair and open field to everybody of all our 15 presidential aspirants.
The European Union has been a partner in giving strategic support towards deepening democratic tenets in Nigeria.
And lastly, the Nigeria First Foundation, chaired by former Inspector General of Police Michael Kiru, has charged Nigerian political parties to consider the nation above selfish gains.
The rock is quite long and competitive. For now, it is a race of multitude, but after the party primaries, it will be a race of 18, and in the long run, only one will wear the crown. Getting it right in 2023 presidency is the task before the Michael Okiro-led Nigeria First Foundation. Nigeria First Citizens 2023 Presidential Consultative Campaign Council, an initiative meant to promote rural community sensitization and mobilization mission to educate the rural electorate on their numerical strength and how to utilize this political weapon that is useful only in every 4 years.
The message and mandate here is for the delegates to be nationalistic and very intentional as to whom gets their endorsement. No more business as usual. The delegates will also know that they are not only delegates of their respective parties, but also representing Nigerian people all over the globe.
Members of Nigeria First Foundation believe that the time to reverse the political tide is now, and the electorate in the village can be valued going forward, and this can translate into incorporating rural dwellers in the developmental agenda of the country.
All right, we're still doing political update, and it's getting very close to many, the business end of primaries in different platforms, talking about political platforms across the country. The APC, of course, in a few short days will begin. The PDP as well, and other political parties will be seeing their flag bearers emerge. Talking about diaspora, I know that Nigerians across the world are watching all these processes very closely. How strong are you in terms of aggregating your wishes and putting that on the table, especially since we've seen that some aspirants have even come abroad to speak with Nigerians there in terms of their plans and their plans for the nation, especially given the opportunity. How is it like in terms of the Nigerians in diaspora? How you galvanizing support either for your candidates or even issue-based support?
I think during in February when I came, I started in February when I declared, and I went back to the United States after I addressed the APC presidential committee. I addressed them here in Abuja, then I went back to the States to, galvanize support. I think the Nigerians, they have a positive, Nigerians overseas, they have a positive, because I received a lot of phone calls while I was in the United States. I think they have a lot of positive thought about this year's or this coming presidential. They have hopes. This coming presidential election.
All right, and it's not as if the United States itself is not having some issues in terms of election issues. There's midterm elections later this year as well. But having seen our processes in Nigeria, and of course how important these elections will be against the backdrop of the new Electoral Act, of course, are you encouraged that perhaps you would continue to be a part of this process and would contribute your quota, not only to your adopted nation, but to your fatherland?
Yes, I do plan to come down here to stay. I'm looking forward. I'm going to stay. I'm not going to go back. If I go back to the United States, although my family, they're in the U.S. and all, but I do come back here to stay to work with whoever emerge as the presidential candidate, to work with that person, and hopefully the APC will win. The APC will be returned back to government. Then I will work with that government, in terms of security, in terms of cooperation, cooperation within the Nigerian people, and also cooperation within the United States. I think the United States, they will be glad to see me, helping Nigeria. The United States government.
Being a military asset.
Yes.
All right. So, before I let you go, you are from Edo State.
Yes.
The opportunity, of course, has been at the national level. You have withdrawn, but are you thinking of perhaps even also, they say charity begins at home, to begin to perhaps familiarize yourself again with politics at the grassroots, and then from there perhaps grow again?
Yes, I'm planning to do that. I've been speaking to my ward, leaders of my ward. I talked to them 2 days ago, and they know I'm here. And I told them when I come back, I'll see what kind of support I can give the ward. We have 18 local governments, and I do plan to tour the 18 local governments, in support of the APC. Yes.
All right, that's been Colonel Wisdom Senwede, retired Colonel.
There's something I want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
And again, my advice to, hopefully, I do hope that the APC will be returned to power, and the president, the future president, that I hope is APC. They should look at security. They should look at keeping the country together, such as a summit, tribal summit. I think this country needs a tribal summit. The tribal summit does not mean that it has to be all the kings in Nigeria to meet somewhere. No. Every representative, they should meet and iron how the country can love one another, how Nigeria can love one another. Then this can be sent down to the National Assembly and put into law. And again, civic education need to be taught in schools, from primary school to the university level. So this will make Nigerians to be proud of.
We have that, but it's perhaps you mean in a more robust manner.
Yeah, in a more robust manner. Yes, civil education should be taught,
All right, Time is not a friend on the show. We've had Colonel Wisdom Senwede, retired U.S. Colonel, who also is coming to Nigerian politics to be a part of it. Thank you for being a part of the program. My name is Fisel. We'll be back on Friday with a fresh package, with a fresh guest, and of course, fresh issues. Thank you for being a part of it. Bye-bye.